In 1978, a handsome, charming bachelor sat behind a partition on a nationally televised dating show, flirting his way to a win in front of millions of viewers. The host called him a successful photographer. What no one in that studio audience knew was that Bachelor Number 1 had already killed at least 4 women, and that the FBI had once listed him among its most wanted men in America. His name was Rodney Alcala. History would come to know him as the dating game killer. Alcala's violence surfaced early. In September 1968, a passing motorist in Los Angeles saw him leading an 8-year-old girl, Tali Shapiro, into his apartment. Police arrived to find her beaten and left for dead. She survived, but Alcala vanished before he could be arrested, fleeing across the country under a false name. He resurfaced in New York, enrolling in film school and working as a camp counselor for young girls in New Hampshire, until 2 campers recognized his face from an FBI wanted poster in 1971. He was finally caught, but the plea deal that followed stunned investigators. Convicted only of a lesser charge, Alcala served less than 3 years before he was released back into the world. He did not stop. Between 1977 and 1979, Alcala strangled and killed at least 5 women and girls across Southern California, using his camera as a lure, offering to photograph strangers on the street and in parks. He kept trophies from some of his victims, small items like earrings, evidence that would later help convict him. In New York, 2 more young women, a flight attendant and a musician, were found murdered in ways investigators would eventually trace back to him as well. It was the disappearance of 12-year-old Robin Samso in 1979, taken while riding her bike to ballet class in Huntington Beach, that finally brought Alcala down for good. Her remains were discovered weeks later, and the case against him began to close. But justice moved slowly. His first death sentence, handed down in 1980, was overturned. A second, in 1986, was overturned as well. It took until 2010, more than 3 decades after his first known attack, for DNA evidence to tie him conclusively to victims across state lines, and for a jury to convict him once and for all. Acting as his own attorney, Alcala cross-examined himself in court, and famously played a clip of his own dating game appearance for the jury as part of his defense. He was sentenced to death for the 5th and final time. Investigators believe his true number of victims may be far higher than what was ever proven, with some estimates reaching well past 100. Rodney Alcala died in prison in 2021 of natural causes, still on death row, having outlived nearly every chance at justice his victims' families had fought decades for.